Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Friday. It's August 19th of 2022. So happy Friday, everyone. We've got COVID protocol updates from Oceania. We've got news on the Emerald Princess from Skagway, a couple of other Southampton, a couple of other things to talk about. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, Oceania has just released some updated protocols. Starting with their sailing September 3rd and later, passengers who are fully vaccinated are no longer going to be required to do a test. They also have announced that if you are not vaccinated, you are going to do a medically observed antigen or PCR test within 3 days, or actually 72 hours, they said, of embarkation. The other requirement is that sailors, the children who are under the age of 11 or younger, are not subject to any of the cruise line's testing or vaccine requirements. And finally, vaccinated passengers are going to need to make sure that they meet the requirement of being fully vaccinated for any port that they are embarking on or visiting during their voyage. So that's the updates. And you know what? Oceania has, as part of these protocols, they have sailings from the US, sailings from Canada, sailings just calling in Canada. They've got instructions for if you're in the EU, if you're going to Ireland, the UK, Greece, lots and lots. And so if you would like me to tell any of you about any of those requirements, just let me know, and I am happy to include that in a video in the next day or two. But also, I do know that if you have a sailing booked on Oceania, our Let's Go family member Irish in USA let me know that they send you a beautiful, literally like a portfolio booklet type of thing in the mail, and it covers everything that you need to know. It is absolutely beautiful, and so you will surely know what your requirements are if you're going to sail on Oceania. And I would also really like to know from those of you who have sailed Oceania, what did you enjoy about it? Would you like to go again? And that would I don't know how many of you have done that. Sailing on Oceania is surely on my bucket list, and something that I definitely want to make sure that I do sometime, hopefully sooner than later, but it is on my list, and so I would like to hear from all of you about it. The next thing that we need to talk about is what's going on in Skagway. If you've been following along this summer, you know that there have been 3 landslides right next to that dock there in Skagway, and we talk about it a lot on this channel because it is right where the large, the Royal Class Princess ships usually dock right there. And so as a result of this landslide, that dock right there, that berth, has not been able to be used, and there's a second dock a little further down. And so since the landslide happened, they have just been mooring the ships right there to that dock, but then using the water shuttle to take the passengers over to shore. So it's a big deal. And so the mayor just released, I'm not sure if it was first thing this morning or if it was last night, but the mayor of Skagway has released a really great communication, and he talks about how he just wants to make sure that everyone knows what's going on, and that there are really, I would say, 3 main concerns was my takeaway message from what he said. First of all, they want to make sure that that landslide area, that side of that mountain there, is secure and that it is safe, so they need to take care of that. Their next concern is making sure that they have 4 cruise ship berths for 2023. That's a really big deal there. So they are concerned about that and working on that. And then finally is the component of all of the store owners, the tour directors, and everything missing out on some of their income for this year. So first of all, he says that they have had a lot of experts come and look at it. Some geotechnicians are actually going to be coming to Skagway August 22nd to take a look. And he said that yesterday, so I think that would either be Wednesday or Thursday, he met with a team of geological experts working with the Skagway Traditional Council, who are also examining the Skagway the Skagway hillside there, and will provide a report. The White Pass Railway also has their own team of experts they're paying to have come, because if you're not familiar, the White Pass Railway, the railway comes right down onto the dock there, and it is fabulous because it makes it so handy for cruise ship passengers just to be able to board the train right there and then off they go. So that is a really big deal to them. And then the Department of Natural Resources is also having a look, and so he says that there are a lot of very smart people looking at it and trying to figure out the best solution to it. He said our primary goal is to have the rockside situation mitigated by next May, but they are not sure they can do that. So they are trying to think outside of the box to think of some other ways that they can make allowances so that they can have those 4 cruise ship berths for the 2023 season. So then he also talked about how the shop owners, the business owners there in Skagway are having a hard time because every time a cruise ship gets diverted somewhere else, that takes a chunk out of the money that they need to earn during the season. And so that kind of goes for anyone that sells food, sells souvenirs, sells anything there in Skagway or tours. And so he is seeing what he can do to try to help them with that. But also, as I've reminded you before, if you have the luxury of getting to go to Skagway, do all you can to try to support the local businesses, eat something, buy something. It's a great place to buy souvenirs for anybody in your family you want to get things for. And then also take a tour or take 2 tours because I think it's really important. Not only do we want to do this just to be kind, and it's a good thing to do, but also it makes it so that those businesses will be able to stay in business, so that when we get to go to Skagway, we will have somewhere to shop, somewhere to eat, somewhere to enjoy that town, as well as have lots of tour guides to offer us a large variety of different tours to be able to take, excursions, to be able to see that beautiful area. And I don't want that to go away. I think it's wonderful they do that. So the next thing I wanted to make you aware of is on the Emerald Princess. The Emerald Princess right now is sailing in the British Isles, and they have recently just announced that they would like all of the passengers to please start wearing their masks except for when they are eating or drinking or in their stateroom. They said that they have had multiple cases among the crew and passengers. And so they clearly want to do what they can to mitigate that. I really think that this is going to become it has become the normal, that we will embark on cruises and sometimes we're going to have to use a mask because COVID's not going away. And then when they get more cases than they wish they had, even though I think one more is more than we wish, but then they're going to just try to think of anything that they can do to try to make things not spread so much. And so to me, keep in mind that the discussion is really not whether masks work or whether they don't. It's not whether some people wear theirs and why do the other people not wear theirs. That's not it at all. The whole deal is that I kind of tend, I guess, to be a rule follower. I don't guess, I am. And so do you, and if somebody's not wearing their mask, don't get mad at them. If someone asks you to wear a mask, don't get mad. Just remember that we are all so fortunate and blessed to be able to be on a cruise, and it's a really good learning experience for me to remember all this as well. Another update we've got is from a Let's Go family member who boarded the ship in Southampton. Now, I saw another person post about this in a different Facebook group. Gordon told me about it, and apparently in Southampton, when they went to board on Wednesday, the ship was at a different pier than it was scheduled to be at. And so it ended up having an awful lot of traffic, awful lot of long lines. Things were a little bit crazy. So a couple of things. Make sure that you remember that where a ship docks is up to the Port Authority, and there can be lots of really good reasons why they have to rearrange and change things. I am sure that they don't really like to change things from what is scheduled because they've got the whole system in place for a ship to be at a certain place for everything, for loading supplies, for unloading luggage, for passengers, for embarkation, debarkation. It's a huge process, so I know they don't like to change that just willy-nilly. And so, but I want to let you know about it so that you're prepared if you go and things are not the way they seem they should be. Keep an eye on your email so that you're aware if things change a little bit. I don't think it would affect the people coming in quite as much, but at the same time, I guess if you have a car meeting you might have to communicate with them. And then if you are coming for embarkation, you'll just need to make sure that you know where to go. Now, I seem to recall I've only sailed out of Southampton one time, but I felt like it, and we were out of the Queen Elizabeth II terminal, and it seemed like it was very well organized, and it seems like if something had to change, that there would be people there to tell you. So I just wanted to give you a heads up about that. The last thing that I want to make sure everyone is aware about, and then I have something else to tell you, is that we had a nice Let's Go family member. I get so many emails, like way more than you might suspect, of people asking me what I recommend about insurance. I am not an insurance expert. I'm not an insurance broker. My only experience is we have sailed 14 times on Princess, one time on Holland America, and we always buy insurance without fail, because I just want that coverage if something really unexpected happens. And I know some people don't buy insurance, and that's okay. Everybody do what you do. But I just wanted to let you know that our Let's Go family member told me, and I didn't realize this, so I appreciate it. If you end up in the hospital on the ship, like the ship's medical center, or if you are in port and you end up at a hospital or a doctor's office, make sure that you get a copy of the doctor's notes and like a copy of the medicine, the treatment plan, whatever is entailed there. Make sure that you get a copy of that, because the insurance is going to want to see that along with the receipts of what you have paid for in order to pay your claim. And I would not have realized, I wouldn't have thought to ask for that. I know to save receipts, but make sure that you get all of the doctor's notes as well and anything else that goes with that. So thank you very, very much for letting us know. I really appreciate that. Now, the other thing that I wanted to tell you is yesterday I talked about how Princess was updating their protocols and some of the exemptions, some of the new instructions a little bit that has shown up on their website. And I have gotten a myriad of questions, both in my email and in the comments. And so tomorrow I am going to do a video. My video on Saturday will include any big news that we have, but also I'm going to go through that again and try to answer a bunch of questions to help you know to kind of how to think about it based on where you are going and kind of what to expect, because I know that it's a lot. And I also know that there are some requirements that from the cruise lines are a little bit different from what you would read maybe on the country's website. But the bottom line is if you want to get on the ship, you have to follow what the cruise line is asking. And so to me, that's the simplest way to look at it. Of course, I care what the country's website says, but even more, I care what the cruise line's website says, because that's the requirements that you're going to have to meet to be able to get on the ship. You're not going to be able to get up, show up at the ship and say, well, on the country's website it says this. That's not working. And so I just wanted to be really clear on that. So I will go through a whole bunch of questions in my video tomorrow, talk you through some of those things. So if you've got any other questions, put them underneath the video today and I'll pick them up and include them tomorrow so that I can try to get everybody's questions answered on that. So, and if you have questions about anything else, you can put those in the comments below as well. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would love it if you would please subscribe. Every one of you that subscribes, you help build our community. You bring your expertise, your experience with you, and we really do need you with us. And if you, I was thinking about this, if you ever want to share our channel, like share one of our videos on your Facebook page or your Instagram or however you would like to let people know that we're here and invite them to join us, that would be amazing. I just keep thinking if we have more people here, it enriches all of our experiences. And if you haven't joined us on Facebook yet, it's just Let's Go Travel Tips. If you're a Facebook user, come and join us. We'd love to have you with us. Remarkable community, you all. So if you appreciate these videos, will you please give this one a thumbs up? It really does help us. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really, really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.